Good morning, everybody. Jamie Lett here, Wisman Golf, Cider Ridge Golf Club. We're gonna do a couple of things today to help tighten up that iron dispersion. You know, that's a hot topic in the game right now, dispersion of shots. We're gonna help you hit more greens, shoot some lower scores. Stay with us. Alright, so we're gonna go through a couple of things here that I do for my shots and what we talk about, my process. And you know, over my time with Wisman Golf, it sure has brought me a long ways and helped me, you know, be more clear of what I'm doing. My iron game's improved, my entire game's improved, but especially with the irons, that's kind of what, you know, I rely on in my game, and I think everyone should. All the students that I teach, you know, we really harp on good iron play. And when I think of a good iron player, I think of, you know, distance control. That's imperative. And a way to do, you know, the only way I believe to do that is using good momentum with ease, staying in balance. You know, one of my favorite players, Mo Norman, you know, Canadian Mo Norman. People hadn't heard of him, look him up. He used to always say his swing balanced him. You know, and what that meant is he used momentum very well, and you know, balance starts at the ground. So we're going to talk to you a couple of things about what I do. I'm just going to walk you through one of my shots and hit a shot here, kind of what I do. Then I'm going to break that down, and we'll show you a couple of drills that we do to help get the feels that I'm using now. All right, so I think everyone can see we're gonna hit a shot here at this white pole. A good practice to do, and you know, out here at Cider Ridge we have, you know, multiple poles, and what I like to do is I'll get a target is one thing, but then where we want the landing of that ball is a different thing. So that's what we call flight plan. So in this situation here, I'm going to get an intermediate point that goes at that green flag, and it's going to curve back and land on the red post. So that's going to be just a simple draw for me, and I'm going to hit a high draw. So I'll kind of walk you through how we do that and the process it goes through. So I always like to, you know, a real key for me is to feel the weight of the club. And that's, you know, the arm club unit. And if you haven't watched the arm club unit, go to the premium channel, Sean's premium channel, just search that. The arm club unit, momentum, there's a lot of stuff on there, topics about that. It can really, you know, it helps all clubs, but it's really important with the iron play. So I like to, you know, feel that club's weight, and that gets me started in the right direction. So we always start with a flight plan. So the flight plan here is going to be a draw. You know, pick your intermediate point. It's going to be at that green pole, and it's going to draw back to the red pole. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to feel the weight of the club, feel that momentum. I'm going to hit this about 145 yards, pitching wedge, standard pitching wedge for me. So when I set up into that pitcher, intermediate point, club face going at that intermediate point, and I'm going to check my setup. Can I swing to the right of that intermediate point in this setup? Yes. So now I'll get here. I'm going to just see myself swinging that into that pitcher using nice momentum. That's absolutely perfect. Just a little bit of draw at the green flag. So the things that kind of went into that is, you know, you notice it wasn't a whole lot of technical thought. I wasn't thinking about where I was at there, you know, coming into the ball and those type of things. It's all about that momentum. And again, you know, when you're to be a good iron player, I think you got to hit that number. You know, Tiger Woods used to always talk about hitting his number, and if he could do that, he never really cared if he missed the pin a little bit right or left. He was always in a good spot to get up and down, and that's good, you know, for anybody who's playing. You want to lower scores, if you can get up pin high, that's a real key. And I kind of pride myself in that in my game. I can hit a number, you know, pretty good, and that's, you know, that's what's helped me. So the things that's going to help you do that, again, It's that tempo and balance. And for me, and I tell all of my students, that goes hand in hand. You can't swing with good tempo if you're out of balance. You can't stay in balance if your tempo's off. So, we talk a lot about, using the momentum and the weight of the club. So we have a good drill also on the premium channel called Perpetual Motion Drill. I do it with almost basically every one of my students. It's a real simple drill, but man, it's very effective into feeling the weight of your arms and that club swinging. And it's also very, very good to get that kinetic chain firing. So, typically every time before I hit a ball, I'll do this drill. I'll warm up with this drill all the time. And it's simply, you just want to take a couple swings back, a couple swings through, and just keep it going. And if you notice this, if you try this, that third or fourth time through, it always kind of fixes itself. And what I say fixes itself is, so again, and I always kind of do it with a intermediate point in mind or a ball flight in mind. So even if I'm warming up, I'm thinking about, if you notice before I hit that shot, I'm hitting a draw, so I can see the blur of the club going to the right of the intermediate point, and finishing left of it. So I'm always going, staying in balance. So when you're doing that, if you kind of swing around this sternal notch, perpetual motion, using the weight of the club, that looks real natural. If you've got problems pulling it inside, there's no way that you're going to be able to swing back to the right of the intermediate point pulling it inside. There's no way. That doesn't feel very natural. It's very awkward. I can't do it. If you got a problem going outside and do it, there's no way to swing to the right. You'd have to do something crazy. So it's a real simple task. You're going to take this club, let your arms hang down. You can feel the weight of the club in your arms, and just kind of let it momentum start moving you around your center, which is right here. So I'll have the students, I have a lot of juniors that you see nowadays, they get that club way inside and they're trying to hit a draw. But it's very hard to hit a draw when your club's in here. You're going to have to do some manipulation with your hands, and we want to do as little of that as possible. We want to let the club do the work. We want to deliver that club in the direction we want the ball to start with ease, so we don't want any manipulation. So the drill looks like this. I'll have them take the club and just start getting it moving. And you'll notice when I'm doing this, you can't help but use your legs a little bit. If I didn't use my legs, it would feel really awkward, and I can tell, it's not very powerful. It's just like if you were picking up a bowling ball or anything, and I'm going to throw it down the lane. You take that bowling ball, you feel the weight, you go down the lane. If I were to move over, this would be, for instance, I'm going to hit a draw, I wouldn't take the ball and do this. I'd be out of whack. I'd move it over and that. So I'm always using the momentum of the ball. Same thing with this club. So I'll take them, get them moving like this, get them moving that club, and they can see that blur will naturally, cause a little arc. Then we put our ball position set up into that picture, make that blur, and then that's how we get our shot shape. That's the flight plan. So then we apply that to a shot. I'll stick a tee in the ground here in front. Maybe you can see that intermediate point. And we're going to go at the red flag again. And this is a little bit right of the red pole. It's going to be another draw. So we're going to use that momentum in that direction with a little bit of closed club face to get that draw. So again, we're going to set up there. I'm going to use that momentum. Can I get it to go into the right? Yes. Now I'm just going to let it go and just watch the shot. It's a nice little draw. The cool thing with this is that what I've found, and all of my students are finding out, it always gets you in the ballpark. When you have a clear task and you have a clear flight plan and you know what you're doing, you have a plan before you start, the misses seem to, tighten up. And that's the key is, we want to miss good, as they used to say. And in my mind, we don't miss. We're going to plan to hit the best shot we can. We call it, benchmark shots, and you get that feel. Well, I know I didn't hit that ball perfect, but it was, it was pretty good, and it's still going to be on the green. That was probably 10 feet away, and that's pretty good. But I know it was a little bit off, so I would just simply go to the next one. I know what the benchmark swing feels like. I know what that feel. I know what it sounds like. So again, we go back in, same task. There's the intermediate point, ball position. Can I swing to the right? Yes. Just let momentum take us through that. And that was as good as I can hit it. So I know that's a benchmark shot. So I got that feel. I know what that feel feels like. So that's how you practice it on the range. You get better at it. Every single ball you pull over, have a flight plan, give yourself a clear task, and try that perpetual motion drill and see if it'll smooth out that tempo, improve your balance. Hey, hit more greens, lower your scores. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out Sean's Wisman Golf Premium. Incredible stuff there. It's absolute gold. And leave some comments below, some different videos. If you want to see some short game stuff, leave that. We'll do what you can. Till next time, best of luck.